Hi everyone. So going back now to make the beginning videos for week 1. I want to start off with week 1, day 1, which was working with whole numbers worksheet. So you can pause this video and you can go back and get your worksheet that was labeled week 1, day 1, working with whole numbers. This is what it looks like. I know the picture's kind of small, but that's what it looks like. And along with that, I also sent home the place value charts. Okay, so you guys can find that. Like I said, pause the video if you need to and locate that. I'll wait a few seconds for you. Alright, so hopefully you have everything that you need and also a writing utensil. So when we work with whole numbers and even in decimals, even though specifically this is our just whole numbers, sometimes they ask us to do different things with numbers, round, what the value of. So that's what this review worksheet was about. And understanding your place value is very important because you have to have a number sense when it comes to where the numbers are placed and what the value of those numbers are. So on your place value chart, and I'm just going to flip screens here real quick. I have one online that I found. Get that out of the way. Okay. The one I gave you only goes up to millions. For the worksheet, it worked for that. This one goes up to the billions. But again, place value charts go on and on forever because numbers go infinitely. But this is just giving you a quick idea of the place value of the digits. So you can always find one online to help, or you can use, again, that place value chart that I provided you. So looking at our worksheet here, the first part wants you to write the value of the 8 in each number. So I'm going to zone in on the first one here. Number 1. Our number was 38,426. So we want to know what is the value of the 8. The value of the 8. Oh, I was trying to use the highlighter. Here we go. This number here, the value of the 8. I'm just going to highlight it in yellow real quick. Okay. So when we talk about the value, that's where the place value chart is going to come in place. So when we talk about our place value, we're going to go with, switch our color pens here. This is our ones. Okay, these are our singles. So that's our ones. Okay, sorry, it's so large. My pen is not working currently. This is our tens place value. Then we have our hundreds place value. So the value of the 4 would be in the hundreds place. Okay. Then next we have our thousands place. So the 8 here, I'm going to draw a little arrow. The 8 is in the thousands place. Okay. So the value of that, when we say what's the value, you're taking that digit, the 8, and you're saying 8 times that 1,000. Okay? Now it seems like that's a large number to multiply by, but it's really not that bad. You're multiplying with zeros. So all you have to do is do your 8 times your 1, your 8, and then put on that many zeros. So the value of the 8 in 38,426 is 8,000. So that would be the value. That would be your answer to that. Okay. There's 3 other examples on there, but I'm going to still do an example with this particular number here, so I don't use up all your examples to do. So I want to ask you now, what is the value of the 2 in this? Okay, so I'm going to go in here. Let me clear this out. Let me go in, and I'm going to look at the 2 now. Try to carefully erase. Okay, so the value of the 2. So I'm going to obviously identify my 2. My 2 is here. Okay. There we go. My 2's there. So again, thinking of my place value chart, I'm going to ask myself, what place value is that 2 in? Well, it's in the second spot, so I know the value is 10. So I want to take my 2 times it by 10 to say the value of the 2 is worth 20. So that's all you have to do for that first part, is to identify the value of the 8. You're only focused on the number 8. Part B wants us to compare, okay? There's different ways to compare. One way I like to do and compare is by lining up my numbers. So here we go. We have the number 514, and I'm going to put my other number, 541, right underneath it. Okay. This is the way I learned it, was to line up my numbers, my digits, so everything's perfectly in line. I can see there's the same amount of digits. So now I'm starting from my left and going over to my right. I see here in my left column first, okay, that my 5s are the same. So they're equal value. They're both worth 500. All right, so that doesn't tell me which number is bigger or smaller. Now I go to the next column. I'm comparing the 1 with the 4. Okay, so I'm working on this one right here, the 1 and the 4. I see, oh, there's a difference there. Which number is larger? Well, I know 4 is more than 1. So my larger number would be 541. So on your worksheet, you would use, now, some of us learned using Pac-Man. Some of us learned using the alligator skill. I was the Pac-Man one. I would put the open mouth towards my 541. That open mouth means it's the greater number. It's going to eat that number. Okay. If the numbers were reversed around, or if the mouth of that would go to the other side. Okay. So that's what you're going to do for section B. For section C, round each number to the given place. Okay, so on section C, it's actually, be careful when you do this now. It says number 1, nearest 10. And then it has A, B, and C. You have to do all 3 for A, B, and C. Okay, so it's 4 problems, but you have 3 problems for each number to do. Okay, so just be careful with that when you go in. But let's do that first one here. Let me erase that. So here we go, round to the nearest 10. So my number 1 is 26, number 1A. So first I identify what's in the tens place. Okay, the 2's in the tens place. So my rounding rule is, you want to try to remember what our rounding rule is. Rounding rule would be, put a little note here. Let's see, 5 or higher, round up. Okay. 4 or lower stays the same. So there are your rounding rules. Those rounding rules will never ever change. Okay? It's consistent every time you're asked to round. So I'm just going to leave this on the screen here. So we have 26. So again, I'm rounding to the nearest 10. I look over to the right. You always look to the right of the number. 6. 6 is higher. So that means that 2 is going to round up. So the 26 is going to round up to 30. Goes up to the next digit. Okay. Let's look at the next one here. I'm going to look at 1C. I'm going to jump a little bit here. 1C. So that number is 1,000. Put it over here. 1,076. I'm still rounding to the nearest 10. So the tens place, I'm going to identify it. 7. I look at my number after, which is the 6. The number following is the 6. It follows my rounding rules. Now here, that rounds that up 1, so it would equal 1,080. Okay? So when we round up, that number goes up and everything follows becomes a 0. Okay, I'll do one more. I'm going to do one of the higher ones just so you guys can see that the process is the same with the larger numbers. So let me just erase this for you. And at any time, remember, doing these videos, you can always pause and go back and see. So I'm going to jump down to, let me see here. Number 4B, I think looks like a good one. We have 45,987. So we went around to the nearest 10,000. Okay, so 10,000. I want to refer to my chart here. So I see 10,000 is the digit right before the thousands place. So I want to underline it here. This is my 10,000s place, the 4. So that means I have to look at the following digit, which is the 5. I want to circle it. Well, look at my rounding rules. 5 tells me to round up. So that is going to round up. Now, my 4 will round up to a 5, because that's the next digit. And everything after will become zeros. Okay? So that's the basics with rounding. Okay? The last part, use the digits 1 through 6 to answer the questions. Okay, that's just like a little critical thinking challenge question there. Probably count that as a bonus extra credits for you if you get it. But, try it out. See what you can get, okay, out of it. This is the end of the lesson here on place value. Again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. Some of you, I think you're starting to get my number when I'm making these phone calls, or you can get it from your parents. You can email as well, or you can always leave a comment at the bottom of the videos for that particular video. Alright, I hope this video helps as well as all the other videos. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next video.